Here we have our web page, and I've added another line, my new web page at the top. It looks the same as it did before, but it's still pretty hard to read because there's no headlines inside the text. Like I said in an earlier learning objective, most people will put their title in their head and then be frustrated that it's not showing when they preview it. So I actually put the same words in my HTML as in my title so that we have it right here. But it's displaying the same as every other text on the page. So how do you fix that? Well, HTML has headers. There are 6 headers in HTML, starting with header level 1 or H1. And so you do a less than sign, H, the number 1, and then a greater than sign. Then you go to the end of where you want your header to end. This is my title, the title of my page, so I'm going to say end header 1. And when you preview it, now it's nice and big and bold and black and ugly. Oh, we don't care about ugly right now. We're going to fix ugly with CSS. Right now, all we care about is that this is a H1 header. Most of the time, you only have one H1 header on the page, and then every other header underneath it. You want to treat it like an outline. So you're going to have an H2 header. Maybe I'll make my name an H2, and then I'll put a subhead in here. I'm going to close out this paragraph and put an H2 subhead. Then when we preview it, as you can see now, there's my new web page is the H1, Jennifer Kiernan, and subhead are the H2. We can go as far as H1, H2, H3, H3. We can do an H4, and they keep getting smaller as you do them. The 2 smallest ones are the H5 and H6. As you can see, it's almost hard to read the H6 one. It's so small, but that's okay. We don't care about the way that the page looks right now so much as what the content is. You're defining these headlines as headlines. You're not so much defining how they look. We're going to define how they look later when we start using CSS. One of the things you want to remember when you're using headlines is you want to keep them in order. It's a good idea to not put an H4 above an H3. Doesn't matter, you can. It'll show H4, H3, etc. There's not any issue with doing that, but it's just good form in terms of usage to do it. However, the web browsers don't care. You could do every single one of these in H1s, give each one a different class, and they'd all look different if you wanted. So that's headlines, and headlines are a great way to mix up your content, make it easier to read, give your content different sections, divide it up so your customers can read it.